Now, this week, the U.S. government introduced a new travel ban aimed at countries with large Muslim populations. And while the measures aren't as harsh as the first bill, the plan to slow immigration from that part of the world is now in progress. Well, these current events are being followed closely by at least one Abbotsford resident. Shervin Azar is 12 years old, and he and his family moved to Canada from Iran when he was just 8. He went from speaking no English at all to just publishing a book about his experience, and it's called Dare to Dream. Shervin, welcome.
Thanks for having me here. I'm really welcomed and honored.
Well, we're very happy that you came in. So tell us a little bit about your family's story, about how and why you came to Canada.
Oh, well, we came to Canada for a better life. As I always say, Canada is a land of opportunities where everybody can achieve whatever they want to achieve. And we came to Canada 4 years ago, and we started in Toronto. And we changed throughout 3 provinces throughout 3 years, so it was really hard for me.
Okay, hard for you, I'm sure, because of the English first and foremost. How much of a challenge was that when you're not understanding everything you're hearing?
Well, there was conversations around me, and I was really nervous because I was like, what if I don't learn English? I will never be able to communicate. And I was actually really nervous because I was really communicative in Iran, but when I came here, I was like a mouse. I couldn't speak at all. It's like not having legs, but I grew my legs back up.
when you found your words.
Yeah.
When you found your English words.
Yeah.
And besides the language then, I mean, what else did you find different about life here in Canada, different from your life back in Iran?
Well, there was a big cultural barrier, but the people here are really nice. So when I came to Canada, when I went to the schools, everybody welcomed me in their schools. They had empathy in me, so I didn't really feel I didn't really feel bad that I didn't know English because they helped me in any sort of way. And the teachers, wonderful teachers. Canada is one of the best education systems in the world, and that's the thing I get frustrated about because the kids at my age don't really appreciate that.
Okay. There's been a lot of news lately where we're talking about the travel ban in the United States.
Yeah.
And I know that the Abbotsford News asked you to write something about that as a first-hand Iranian immigrant. So what did you write?
So when they sent me an email about, they told me what I felt like when I read the Trump travel ban. Mm-hmm. I was actually really sad and angry at the same time because, first of all, if there are governmental issues between the countries, the people shouldn't pay for it. The government should find a way to solve their problems. And second of all, these countries have never done any terrorist attacks in American soil, so it's kind of really harsh to call countries that haven't done anything guilty.
Well, Iran is one of the countries on the travel ban too. What would you say to others like yourself who are fleeing war-torn countries and who are having, there's political strife over there. They're coming to a new world in facing that ban. What would be your advice to them?
First of all, is it to Canada or the U.S.?
It's for the U.S. only.
Oh, yeah. the U.S.? Well, the U.S. might seem a bad place, but they have great people too, just not so great president. I believe that they can come no problem, and they can fit in the community. Yeah, as I said, the people are really welcoming. It's just the president not so.
But how do you personally, how do you stay positive?
Well, there has to be some negativity, but how I stay positive is I think about all the good people that this country and U.S. have, and how all they're so just social and welcoming to immigrants.
Okay, well, refugee policy aside, let's talk a little bit about your book, Dare to Dream. So this is a tween's road to success. Why do you think it was important to have this kind of message to people your own age?
So when I loved writing way back when I was a kid. So like I was this
way back.
Yeah, way back. Me and writing go way back, like
Okay.
a long time, like the Jurassic times. Since I was like this age, if you would have asked me, what's your favorite thing to do? Hobby. Writing, of course. Fiction, non-fiction, anything. I would have just wrote. So when I came to Canada, I thought to myself, when I learn English and write a book about offering advices to tweens and preteens at my age to go set their life and achieve their dreams, I can use myself as an example because I had the goal of writing a book and then learning English, and I achieved them. So that's what I wanted. That's the main principles of my book.
All right. Do you think we sort of focus that message on adults instead, and it should be focused maybe a little younger?
Yeah, basically, well, what I believe is right now adults learn to follow their dreams and achieve their goals in life when they're adults. What I felt like, I was like, this shouldn't be it. We should change the age group of that to when they're not so young and not so old, so they're ready to learn these stuff. So that age group was tweens and preteens, and that is basically what I say in my book. You have to follow your dreams, and you have to take steps for your dreams to achieve your goals.
Even when you're young. How did your friends react to it?
Oh, well, my friends were really surprised because I hadn't really told them yet, and they actually they didn't believe it until I showed them the real copy. And they were like, "You wrote a book, yeah."
So they're supportive.
Yeah.
And you've got a supportive school environment as well.
And I received a tremendous amount of support from my family. I am really honored them to have as my parents.
Yeah, well, your parents are at the back of the studio right now, we should point out, cheering you on, and I think that's wonderful too. But you're only 12 years old, Shervin, and I think you've accomplished so much already. You've adjusted to a new life in Canada, but what do you see in your future? What's ahead?
Oh, well, there are two types of goal in life. One of them is long-term, one of them is short-term. My short-term goal is to have a great education. My long and make this book a series. Mm-hmm. And my long-term goal is to become a New York Times bestseller, and I'm going to risk it because, as Mark Zuckerberg said, the biggest risk is not taking any risks.
Okay, is he one of your idols?
Yeah, because when he started, he actually didn't believe he would get this many users, but he just risked. He just risked, and he achieved his dreams.
We wish you all the best. You're off to a great start, Shervin, and so great to meet you.
Thank you. It's